Hi friends, in this video we are going to learn about the sports injuries, prevention and rehabilitation. Sports injuries are common for a sports person, and let's learn about some of the sports injuries. Sports injuries occurs during exercise or while participating in a sport. Children particularly are at risk for this type of injuries, but adults can get them too. Sports injuries can occur for soft tissues and hard tissues like muscles and the bones. How we get sports injuries? If you haven't been regularly active, if you are not physically fit, don't do warm up properly before exercise or when you play contact games. The improper sports equipments, the footwears, play field conditions, etc. The types of sports injuries. So first, to begin with, we'll have the sprains. Sprains is a common injury for a sports person. It is because of overstretching or tearing the ligaments results in a sprain. The ligaments are pieces of tissues that connect two bones to one another in a joint, like an ankle sprain. The second one is strain. Overstretching or tearing muscles or tendons results in a sprain. Tendons are thick fibrous cords of tissues that connect bone to muscle. Strains are commonly mistaken for sprains because of the similar symptoms. A knee injury. Any injury that interferes with how the knee joint moves could be a sports injury. It could range from an overstretch to a tear in the muscles or tissues in the knee. Knee injuries are common for the sports person because if you don't take proper precautions. Swollen muscles. Swelling is a natural reaction to an injury. The swollen muscles may be painful and weak. Achilles tendon rupture. This Achilles tendon is a thin, powerful tendon at the back of your ankle. During sports, this tendon can break or rupture. When it does, you may experience sudden severe pain and difficulty in walking. Let's have a look on these two pictures. The fractures. Broken fractures are known as broken bones. We have closed versus open fractures. A closed fracture is also called as a simple fracture. In a closed fracture, the broken bone doesn't break your skin. An open fracture is also called a compound fracture. Open fracture, the ends of the broken bone tear your skin, and when your bone and other internal tissues are exposed, it puts you at a higher risk of infections. When this type of fractures occurs, the first aid could be to give a support and keep the injured part immobile. The dislocations. Sports injuries may dislocate a bone in your body. When that happens, a bone is forced out of its socket. This can be painful and lead to swelling and weaknesses. If you look at these X-ray pictures, you can clearly see the dislocation of a shoulder bone. Concussions. Concussions can be defined as an injury to the brain, and this is a very serious injury. It is because due to a blow to the head where the brain is jarred or shaken. Concussions are serious injury that should not be taken lightly. An athlete who experiences a concussion should seek a certified athletic trainer or a physician with experience training concussions. The common confusion symptom can include like headache, confusion, dizziness, nausea or vomiting, slurred speech, sensitivity to light, or delayed responses to questions are the symptoms where we can diagnose brain injury. The groin pull. A groin pull is also called a groin strain. The groin muscles run from the upper inner thigh to the inner thigh right above the knee. The groin muscles pull the legs together and are often injured with quick side-to-side movement and or a lack of flexibility. The injured athlete might notice difficulty with lateral movements. Hamstring strain. The hamstring muscle is located on the back of the thigh. Unfortunately, the hamstring muscle can be tight and are susceptible to a strain, which is also called a pulled muscle. Poor stretching techniques or lack of stretching can be a cause of hamstring tear or a strain. Rest and ice are the common early treatment techniques for a pulled hamstring, followed by a gentle stretching and strengthening to prevent another injury. Tennis elbow. Tennis elbow is usually seen with an athlete performing a great deal of gripping activities. It can be labeled as an overuse sports injury. Due to the repetitive action, the tendons of the forearm can become inflamed and make any wrist or hand motion extremely painful. Often, the athletes will complain of lack of grip and strength. Early treatment options for tennis or golf elbow involve rest and icing the inflamed area. Stretching techniques and other strengthening exercise applied by occupational or physiotherapist can help to break down the stiffness, gradually build strength. These are common in the lawn tennis players, badminton players, etc. Contusions. Contusions or bruise is an injury to the soft tissues. It is often caused by the blunt force such as a kick, fall or a blow. The immediate result will be pain, swelling and discoloration. Shin splints. Shin splint describe an inflammation of muscles in the lower leg caused by repeated stress and high impact of running, dodging or quick stops and starts. Both are common with runners, joggers, soccer and basketball players, etc. The proper stretches and occasional rest are the two best preventives. Blisters. Blisters are fluid-filled pockets that develop in the top layer of the skin in response to an injury or infection. When the skin of the feet is continually rubbed against a shoe, sock or rough surface, irritation and inflammation often occurs. The result is pain, swelling and redness. The muscle strain or pulled muscle. When a muscle is overstretched or torn, this usually occurs as a result of fatigue, overuse or improper use of muscle. Strain can happen in any muscles, but they are most common in your lower back, neck, shoulder and hamstring, which is the muscle behind your thigh. Now we'll see some of the treatment for sports injuries, and the treatment is based on the RICE principle. The full form of RICE is RICE, that is rest. Rest is very much essential. The second is application of ice to the injured part, the compressions and elevation, keeping the injured part elevated. So rest stops new injury and bleeding. Ice eases the pain and reduces inflammation by constricting the blood vessel. Elevation and compressions limit the amount of swelling and the fluid accumulation around the injured area. The other treatment includes surgery and steroid injections. Surgery is an extreme measure and one of you are unlikely to need if you treat injuries with respect. Steroid injection can relieve pain but may delay healing. They can be safely used once or twice but should never be used as a cure all or a first resort. Physiotherapy. The physiotherapy can help to rehabilitate the injured site and depending on the injury may include exercise to promote strength and flexibility. Returning to sports after injury depends on your doctor's or physiotherapist's assessment. Here are some of the preventions. There are two ways you can prevent sports injuries. One is by using the right equipment. The correct technique is important to prevent injury. The second way of preventing injury is by warming up and cooling down with adequate stretching. Now, what we should not do, the don'ts. No heat. Heat will increase bleeding. No alcohol. Alcohol increases bleeding and swelling. No running. Running or exercise increases the blood flow, so delay in healing. No massage. The massage increases swelling and bleeding and also delaying healing. So sports injuries are common for a sports person and we must take care of the sports injuries, and to be on the playfield back we have to take all the preventive measures. Stay fit, stay safe. Thank you very much.